Figure it out!
Hello, this is Adam Koralik with Figure It Out Productions. The following video is part of our Quick Shoot series and is intended to aid the Dreamcast and gaming community. The Sega Dreamcast microphone. This worked like pretty much all the accessories. You would just plug it in the controller and you're good to go. It doesn't require batteries or anything. It's pretty cool. Basically, there were just a handful of games that could use this thing that would support the game in some way. Some for online play, or in some cases for other things. I'll go into that in a little bit. But basically, you just take this thing right here, plug it into that little slot, and then you'd plug this in your controller. Specifically, you'd plug it into the back there, not in the front, because then you couldn't use your VMU. Although, man, if you really wanted to, I mean, you could. But, you know, ideally, you'd put the VMU in front so you could still see that, and then put this in back. When you want to see it, if you want to see it compared to a jump pack, here you go. Jump pack, and of course the VMU. So ideally, this is what your setup should look like. Put the VMU in there, put the microphone in the back, and then you're like this, and you could talk like that through there. There were a few games I know of for sure that work with this thing, and most of them actually came with the microphone, or in one case a different version of it, but I'll get into that later. There were two games released in the United States, or North America, that came with the microphone, and as far as I know, they're the only two that actually work with it. If there are others, please let me know. First up, Alien Front Online. As you can see, different packaging. I apologize for the sun fading. Nothing I could do. Sun strikes again. It would come with one just like that. And then, of course, there was the ever-infamous Seaman. This game, I'm not going to go into much about the game, but this was unique because unlike Alien Front Online, where you just used it to talk to people online, this one, the game was very interactive with the microphone. You talk to the character responds, but eventually, we'll talk about that. Then in Europe, there was one game that only came out in Europe that also came with the microphone, and that was this game called Planet Ring. Although based on the box, you would think it was just called Microphone, the game. But yeah, it came with one of those. This is a huge box, isn't it? It's awesome. But yeah, this game, I'm not going to go into it at all because I can't play it. No one can. This game requires online play to function, and since they don't work, this is a glorified coaster. But it's still cool to have. And then in Japan, there were a few of them. This one is called Heisei Mahjong Show. I might be butchering that, but that's what I think it's, Heisei Mahjong Show. And it's a Mahjong game. I don't really know why you need a microphone for that, but apparently you do, and it comes with one, so that's cool. Also in Japan, they had another version of Seaman called Seaman 2001. This is kind of hard to find, by the way, but it's cool. Again, it's just Seaman, but it's upgraded in some ways, and of course it's in Japanese. So talking to it is kind of useless because I'm not even really sure if it would understand you. But whatever. It comes with a microphone. Then, this game I know works with it, but it didn't come with one. In Japan, they got another version of Seaman called Christmas Seaman. Look, you can see his little Santa hat. This I know works with it, but obviously, look at the size of it, it didn't come with one. And then, the last game I know of that works with it is this one. It's called Visual Park. Despite what it looks like, this one actually did come with a microphone, but not, the microphone you've been seeing throughout this video. It came with a special one, which I'll show you separately, because it came with, the only way to get this game was with a thing called a Dream Eye, which is basically, you see this little picture of a webcam looking thing. It's a separate accessory, which I do have, and I'll show later, that also came with a different kind of microphone. The base unit was like this, but instead of having this part, it was like a headset piece, and you plug it in there, and that's how this game would work. I'll show that later. But yeah, Dreamcast microphone. This is what it looks like. Like, when you take this off. Look, I'm bald. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe if you so desire. However, we'd really appreciate it if you'd check out our other videos that are of a higher production caliber. Thank you.